Why are there limits to the universe? Why are certain laws the way they are? Like, why is the speed of light the fastest thing? Why is absolute zero the coldest temperature? Why is the Big Bang the start of everything? What came before it? This is why I think everything in the universe is a computer simulation for some higher being slacker student's science project. The Big Bang was the boot up when he hit the power switch. Everything adheres to laws that exist, just because those are the laws he programmed. And sometimes there are anomalies that can't be explained, because his simulation is buggy. What if he fails his final project because he was lazy when programming the humans, and that's why we are so dumb? That's what keeps me awake at night, wondering whether the higher being that made the simulation of the universe I exist in will get a passing grade on his shitty project. That we are blindly destroying the biosphere that we require for our own existence. Okay, so most adults have at least some concept of the vastness of the universe. Each of us contains an almost unbelievable wealth of knowledge in our brains. They are essentially a universe unto themselves. Yet we can come into contact with another person and, in a matter of seconds, boil their entire existence down to, well, he's an asshole. What caused the Big Bang if nothing existed? Or has something always existed? And if it has, where did that come from? How much quicker time goes by as you get older? Remember when you were 5 and a summer vacation felt like a whole lifetime? I just wanna be a kid again. I probably won't be remembered. I have no interest in having kids. That means that I'm the final result of thousands and thousands and thousands of years of evolution and successful reproduction. Chimpanzees. I have never really been able to articulate this as well as I would like, but the existence of chimpanzees is deeply disturbing to me in a very indescribable fashion. They're basically us except for a few very minor and completely random mutations that made us slightly better at analyzing patterns and communicating with each other. Whenever I see a chimpanzee, I'm really confronted with the fact that we humans are just another animal species, mostly controlled by instinct, and making our decisions based on an incredibly biased framework of sensory perception and mental processing that was developed to survive a hunter-gatherer lifestyle on the African savanna. Knowledge lost. Societies that existed millennia before ours had incredibly complex social structures, massive infrastructure, built incredible wonders, understood boggling amounts of modern math, and did it all in harsher conditions with less technology. So clearly they were smart and capable, at least some. Imagine all the great knowledge that they had which we lost. All the theorems or observations they made in societies that lasted 10 times as long as many of today's, which disappeared in war or accident. Knowledge defines man. We are a species of filers who wish to make pattern and sense out of chaos. Yet knowledge is so very fragile. When you're friends with someone, it's basically just your big pink mass inside your head who likes the big pink mass inside the other person's head. That no matter how much you get to know someone, no matter how much you share your life, learn about them, feel as though you are almost the same person, there will always be an infinite gulf between who you think they are and who they really are. You cannot know someone else. You can only know your perception of them. Your experience of that person flows through the filter of your personality, your experiences and memories, your biases and intuitions. You don't know them, you know your conception of them. Subjectivity of experience makes truly knowing another person completely impossible. We are all perfectly isolated souls, completely separate from everyone else, desperately reaching out to convince ourselves we aren't really alone. Every time we step outside of our houses could be the time we never come back. At any moment, some freak accident could happen and kill any one of us. Our lives are just an endless stream of consciousness, worrying about our own problems, worrying about this, worrying about that, but it could all come to a screeching halt in a split second, and we'd be gone from the world in an instant. I'm a biker. I think about this every single time I straddle that seat, every time I put on that helmet. This could be my last ride. That's the risk I take with the hobby that I love. When I'm traveling by plane in a different country, and I'm looking down to the ground and see cars, buses and everything driving around on the countryside or a city, and I think to myself, down there is people living life exactly like I do, and doing their everyday thing. makes me think how big the world actually is and how tiny you are as a person.